Not that anyone's particularly surprised, but it would appear that Google Stadia is no more. The services will officially cease to exist, with every game ever purchased being completely refunded to customers. Let's read their statement and dive into this a little bit right now. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Stick to the end of the video because at the end we have some funny correlations that the internet has been making, and I found a pretty good meme you're gonna like. Also, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you like my content. Thanks for watching. Hopefully nothing breaks because OBS decided to update and integrate with whatever Stream Deck better, and whatever. We'll see if this all turns into a disaster or not. Here's the statement from Phil Harrison. Here's what is said. A message about Stadia and our long-term streaming strategy. For many years, Google has invested across multiple aspects of the gaming industry. We help developers build and distribute gaming apps. Let me increase this font size because I just realized it's like the smallest thing I've ever seen in my life. Sure. For many years, Google has invested across multiple aspects of the gaming industry. We help developers build and distribute gaming apps on Google Play and Google Play Games. Gaming creators are reaching audiences around the world on YouTube through videos, live streaming, and shorts. And our cloud streaming technology delivers immersive gameplay at massive scale. A few years ago, we also launched a consumer gaming service, Stadia. And while Stadia's approach to streaming games for consumers was built on a strong technology foundation, it hasn't gained the traction with users that we expected, so we've made the difficult decision to begin winding down our Stadia streaming service. We're grateful to the dedicated Stadia players that have been with us from the start. We will be refunding all Stadia hardware purchases. Oh, I didn't know they were doing the hardware also. Damn. Made through the Google Store, and all game and add-on content purchases made through the Stadia Store. Players will continue to have access to their games library and play through January 18th, 2023, so they can complete final play sessions. We expect to have the majority of refunds completed by mid-January 2023. We have more details for players on this process on our help center. The underlying technology platform that powers Stadia has been proven at scale and transcends gaming. We see clear opportunities to apply this technology across other parts of Google like YouTube, Google Play, and our augmented reality AR efforts, as well as make it available to our industry partners, which aligns with where we see the future of gaming headed. We remain deeply committed to gaming, and we will continue to invest in new tools, technologies, and platforms that power the success of developers, industry partners, cloud customers, and creators. For the Stadia team, building and supporting Stadia from the ground up has been fueled by the same passion for games that our players have. Many of the Stadia team members will be carrying this work forward in other parts of the company. We're so grateful for the groundbreaking work of the team, and we look forward to continuing to have an impact across gaming and other industries using the foundational Stadia streaming technology. So here's the thing. When Stadia launched, I'm always really excited about new technology, right? I was excited about Stadia. I was excited about Ouya. But with Stadia, man, it just really did not have a smooth launch. I remember trying to get it working on my television and having issues there. There's a very famous Gene Park gif. I'll bring it up here really quick, where he presses the space button and is able to go like this before the action actually appears on the screen. And it all isn't really a surprise to some people that this is what happened. So basically, here we go. I found his GIF right here. So here's Gene basically showing the amount of latency that it was experiencing on launch day. And when you're launching new hardware, when you have a month that goes by or so where your experience is like this, it doesn't matter that it's stabilized later, because the word of mouth is that Stadia is bad and it's just never going to get the steam that it needs to for Google to be successful. Separately, in my opinion, I think stuff like xCloud is way ahead of where Stadia was. I think stuff like even PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now at the time, well, Troublesome was ahead of where Stadia was. You also have Nvidia on the market. And you have others that I'm not listing now off the top of my head. But there's better options out there. So Stadia never managed to garner the interest or traction that it needed to, as we just read in the Phil, I don't want to get the name wrong, Harrison? Yeah, Phil Harrison quote. Now, hilariously, people are actually people are actually referring to an article from 2021 that blames, or they're just showing the headlines where it's like Microsoft purchasing Bethesda has some correlations to why Google Stadia shut down. But the article's from 2021, and that's not what the source says. So let's read what it actually said. In this Thursday Q&A staff, this is when they were like letting a lot of people go, and they briefly mentioned the acquisition, and they just basically said, well, we're letting you go because of this and, you know, COVID and all this other bad stuff's happening. But here's what they specifically said in the Kotaku piece that everybody's sourcing about Microsoft's involvement in having them make a decision to lessen their efforts within the Stadia program. In his Thursday Q&A with staff, he pointed specifically to Microsoft buying Spree and planned acquisition of Bethesda software later this year as one of the factors that had made Google decide to close the book on original game development. Google's parent company, Alphabet, is nearly $1 trillion company and roughly on par with Microsoft when it comes to revenue and profit, according to a 2020 survey by Forbes. It was never about Stadia specifically. The part that was just they decided not to move forward with was the original game development aspect. And what that leads me to believe was that they were potentially going to purchase Bethesda. And Bethesda said, you know what, we'd rather sell to Microsoft or Sony. And Microsoft ended up having the best bid and the best alignment with the company. You know, thinking about it, this also correlates to the time when Phil Spencer was saying, hey, we actually got to watch out for Amazon and Google. So I have to wonder if all those people were bidding for Bethesda at the time, if Bethesda ended up selling to Xbox, because like, what would have that looked like? Would Stadia have said, okay, all your games come exclusively to Stadia now? Was that their plan for original game development? We don't know. I'm absolutely just spitballing and guessing there, but that's just sort of an interesting take. But the point is, I found this really funny meme, and it made me laugh because I've seen all these people online saying that it's Microsoft's fault that Stadia was a bomb. Google really out there blaming Microsoft for effing up Stadia like it wasn't their own fault with their bad pricing structure. I'm taking out the swear words, but Stadia, Google, why would Microsoft do this? I legit laughed out loud when I saw that. And look, if you're one of the people out there saying that this is Microsoft's fault, nah, dude. It absolutely wasn't. Even Phil Harrison saying, well, you know, Microsoft bought Bethesda, so we have to fire everybody. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just absolute nonsense. And it's so ridiculous. It's laughable, right? The idea that Microsoft had anything to do with Stadia's failure, the dots don't connect for anybody online, and we're all just laughing at it, really. So that was my reaction to that conspiracy theory. That was the big news today, and hopefully that image made you laugh. It wasn't a GIF, it was like a meme, but I thought it was funny. I didn't realize he sweared that much or whatever, but yeah. So that was the story. Yeah, Google Stadia is gone. I played Destiny a lot on Google Stadia, actually. There was a farming route where you could get Funnel Web, the God Roll Funnel Web, and I played for many hours. By the end of the service, it was actually running quite smooth, but the problem, in my opinion, was that launch was just awful. And you really need to stick the landing when you launch a new product like that. They should have delayed it 6 months, a year. I don't know, but it did not work. And that is what happens when you launch something and it doesn't work the way that people were expecting. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the matter. Let me know what you think about this whole Stadia thing shutting down. hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you like my content. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much to the members who continue to support this channel. I greatly appreciate you very much. If you want to become a member, click that join button at the bottom of the screen. It's right there. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you for the next one. Bye, everybody.